Throughout the history of mankind, the divine messages are often shrouded in mystery. Prophets, messiahs, or whichever names you call them, are often persecuted and oppressed, their words obscured. But how do we distinguish the true from the false? To do so, one can only rely on the divine's guidance, and the truth will reveal itself to those who earnestly seek it. Up to now, we have learned from the Islamic prophecies that Hazrat Mahdi, peace be upon him, will bring the divine gift of enlightenment to the masses. But there is more to the mission of the great Mahdi, peace be upon him, in our world. As Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, informed us,
قال المهدي يملأها قسطا وعدلا كما ملئت جورا وظلما.
This world, up to now, in many ways, is still helpless, and we have many pandemics, okay? Not just the virus. The virus in the society, in the governmental system, in the social system, is even harder to cure than COVID-19.
in our present time, Supreme Master Ching Hai is a living example of fairness and justice in a world where tyranny and injustice have reigned for ages on end. In various ways, directly and indirectly, she helps and advocates for victims of all kinds of grievances and of all ages, genders, and species. Following are just a few examples.
The U.S. House of Representatives passed the most sweeping pro-abortion bill in the nation's history today.
President Biden, the country's second Catholic president, is working for him a staff dedicated to pro-abortion policies.
All these people who try to kill little helpless babies in the wombs already, they will all go to hell. And I don't know how long. Could be forever. Babies are God's creation, God-given. It's not in their hands to kill or to murder like that. Not for the government to step in and say, yeah, go ahead, do it. Kill your baby. Say it to the whole nation. Millions of babies inside the womb are killed every year. And they want to continue this butcherous procedure, yeah. My God. What kind of president, what kind of government is that? They're murderers.
Unborn children, they have the right to defend.
That's right.
They are not there for you to just murder like that. How can you spend so much money and time to defend a criminal and waste so much tax money and have to build facilities to house them and then kill a baby?
Can you imagine if it's you?
No, it's horrifying.
Torn from limb to limb, for nothing done to anybody. And even when they're born already outside up to the date of birth, they just kill them outright immediately. And that is the so-called free will of the people. They are wicked people. They are so devilish.
The Roman Catholic Church betrayed the trust of the young and vulnerable on a devastating scale around the world.
Clerical sex abuse of minors thought to be extensive but undocumented.
When I was very young, this abuse happened to me in the vestry of the church. He told me it was a secret between him, me, and Jesus. But it was fully fledged sexual slavery.
I'm telling you, I'm so angry about all this terrible injustice society.
Yes, Master.
Just one normal person, if he rapes somebody, he goes to jail.
Yes, Master.
And all these priests that raping hundreds of thousands of children, and some adults as well, and nobody does anything. At At least the government should forbid them to ever be priests again, so they don't have any more chances to harm their own little children citizens.
That's right, Master.
But no, they continue to turn blind eyes. The government in the world don't care if the children suffer in the dark, alone, helpless, defenseless, have nowhere to run. My God. Tell me, is that all good justice?
No, Master, not at all.
It's not.
که ما را به زور تفنگ کشید، بچهای ما را کشت، دخترهای ما را به زور نکاح کرد. می بردن در خانه 3-4 دختر از نارین بردن در خود نکاح کردن. ما مجبور شدیم که خدا کشید.
Since the Taliban took control of Afghanistan last year, the future of the country's women has been in peril. Many girls are barred from receiving an education, and women are prevented from holding a number of kinds of jobs.
The Taliban says this is only temporary, but Afghan women fear for their livelihoods and in some instances their lives.
So half of the country under Taliban rule would be like this. The woman is stupid, illiterate, completely dependent, no ability except relying heavily on her men. And the other half of the citizens, men, are rapists, child molesters.
Right.
So I wonder, what kind of society is that? What kind of country would the Taliban want to build? The blessed Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the Quran have never taught us to pillage other people's property. Even if you think girls are property, nor force women into anything or any relationship against their will. So any Muslim engaged in any kind of activity contrary to this established teaching is betraying the Quran and the great Prophet's teaching. They should be punished according to Islamic law, not the gentle, innocent, faithful in the woman's form. May Allah protect the woman to whom the Holy Quran granted all freedom and respect. No one who kills God's children in that way, just for property, just because they have muscle, they have power, so they oppress the weaker citizens of other countries or their own countries. This is just like bullying, that happens anywhere in the smaller scales or bigger scales. No one who kills God's children this way will get away with it. Heavens are watching. Because imagine the refugee, they walk, they risk everything, they left everything behind, they risk their life to come ashore, and many died. And if they cannot even have somewhere else to just survive for a while, then this is what kind of world, God will not forgive us. And it was really heartbreaking for me to see all this. Makes me remember the Vietnamese refugees, all the dangers they risked
to run away from war. Yeah.
Supreme Master Ching Hai also met with many other dignitaries on behalf of the refugees, as far as we can provide, but regretfully we cannot show images of these meetings as they are no longer traceable, or because she sometimes went alone or with only 1 or 2 persons and without any photography equipment at the time. etc.
We are sinning because we are destroying our planet.
Yes.
We're sinning because we're torturing other humans and bombing them, killing them, innocent bystanders, for any reason. And we're sinning because we're torturing, oppressing the helpless animal people every second of our life.
Yes.
I cannot shake all this suffering out of my head. All these horrible clips of torturing animals. I had to see, and I just swore to heaven and earth. I say, I have to live for the animals. People. And I say, my life is not just my life, yeah? It belongs to suffering beings, especially the animals. I say, I will have to live. I will live. I will take care of myself, protect myself. I have to live for you. I will not forsake you as long as I breathe.
etc. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and/or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for His compassion and love toward His precious children.
يملأ الأرض عدلا كما ملئت جورا حتى يكون الناس على مثل أمرهم الأول.
Most people, they're so used to with this brutal way of life now. They're like blunt to all suffering of others. Most people like that, and they will be awakened, but it might be too slow for our liking. And meanwhile, the animal people suffer so much, so much. It's not just about the animal people, it's about us. It's about us that we have become such a race of violence, of brutality and inhumane kind of character and quality. This is really sad and really despicable. All you have to do is just return to your compassionate nature. And when you eat vegan, you will have that. It's easy to have compassion if you are vegan. If the human change their way of life, then the next generation would be more compassionate.
I love this world, and I love all beings on this planet. But the things they do to each other and to the animal people, it really, really cause so much pain and suffering for my heart, for me. And I'm working hard so that maybe one day all this won't happen again. I'm working harder and harder just that perhaps one day all this madness will stop.
To kill an animal in order to satisfy your nutritional desires, not your nutritional needs, that seems to me to be completely unacceptable. Dr. David Benatar, PhD, vegan.
Generous viewers, thank you for joining us today.